I have a wilder conspiracy for you tonight. I want you to open your mind, think bigger, guys. So they want to talk to Ghislaine Maxwell. They want to talk to Ghislaine Maxwell. Right? Deep dive time. Look, we're talking to Ghislaine. We're trying to wrap our heads around what they were doing. Apparently, they were franchising a blackmail fantasy pleasure island, like a KFC of some sort. I fail. I don't even understand it. It has something to do with the ocean and walruses. I don't care. I don't understand. It's gonna get weird. I have a theory about this, okay? What if this whole blackmail pleasure fantasy island scheme, what if we're all thinking small about this? What if we're the ones who are not thinking like the criminal comic book supervillains that we need to think like when we're running this scheme? What if there is something much bigger than a tiny little country in the Middle East? What if it's bigger than all of the countries? What if it is half of the world? I've said too much, and I fear for Hillary Clinton. She's gonna come. She's gonna get loaded up on steroids. All of her experimental Jim Jam juice that she gets from the big pharma, and like she's gonna come with a crossbow, like and kill me like Ted Nugent. I've said too much.
Well, I don't know about the meeting. I know it's taking place, and he's a fantastic man. He's a great attorney, and people should really focus on how well the country's doing. Or
look, don't focus about my name being in there multiple times.
Focus on the fact that Barack Hussein Obama let it
on Barack Biden.
Or they should focus on the fact that Larry Summers from Harvard, Bill Clinton,
Larry Silverstein,
who you know very well, and lots of other friends, really close friends of Jeffrey Summers.
Share a lawyer. That's pretty weird.
Should be spoken about, because Jeffrey Epstein should be spoken about, and they should speak about them, because they don't talk about them.
And they don't talk about Les Wexner or the Bronfmans. They don't touch that shit. That's pretty weird, huh?
They talk about me. I have nothing to do with the guy.
That's pretty weird that like they want to talk a lot of fucking shit about Epstein and who was close to Epstein and fucking Trump being on. Yeah, let's talk about fucking Les Wexner. Let's talk about the Bronfmans. Oh, you don't want to talk about that. Like that those guys basically represent they're bigger than Israel. Guys, they're bigger than Israel. They represent the largest Jewish lobbies in the world. It's bigger than Israel. It's bigger than Israel. That's what I'm trying to get through your. That's what I'm trying to get through your heads. The way these people think.
Well, I don't want to talk about that.
I don't want to talk about that. It would be very controversial.
What I
to
do
talk
want
about
to say
that.
is that Todd is a great attorney, but you ought to be speaking about Larry Summers. You ought to be speaking about some of his friends that are hedge fund guys. They're all over the place. You ought to be speaking about Bill Clinton, who went to the island 28 times. I never went to the island.
You maintain you did not write a letter for Jeffrey Epstein's birthday?
Well, look here, fella. I don't know if we've been acquainted. I'm former President Bill Clinton. Doot. I've been to that island in question many times. I don't even deny it. Doot. Best crab legs in town. I'm just saying. Look, come on down to Jeffrey Epstein's Fantasy Pleasure Island, dude. Now look here, now look. Let's all get our things in order here. This is nonsense. This is nonsense what you're saying here. All of this it doesn't make any sense. I don't approve of it. I don't know what you're talking about this Jeffrey Epstein and his island. Never heard about it. Don't know what you're talking about. Thank you very much for joining me. Would somebody please turn the thermostat up? I am very cold. Is it cold in here than anybody else? You say it's set at 82? Well, it's too that goddamn cold. Turn up the thermostat. Thank you very much for joining me. I have a message for you about Jeffrey Epstein's Fantasy Pleasure Island Ltd.
Thanks very much for joining me. Let me be frank. I have no idea what is in the Epstein files, who is in the Epstein files, or whether or not these files actually even exist. But this I do know. Jeffrey Epstein was an extremely wealthy guy who hung out with some of the wealthiest and most powerful people in our country and the world.
He hung up with the most powerful, the most millionaires and billionaires in the world. Now let me make this absolutely clear. I have never, not once in my life, set foot on what the kids are calling the Jeffrey Epstein's Island. The Jeffrey Epstein's Fantasy Pleasure Island Ltd. I've never once in my life set foot there, all right? I don't even know what that is. You think I've got time for that? I go to bed promptly at 8:45 sharp p.m. every night. Sometimes later, if PBS is running a Ken Burns documentary, in which case I fall asleep in my chair. I like to eat a sensible bowl of Greek yogurt with granola. Just plain Greek yogurt, mind you. None of that sugary nonsense, just plain, ordinary Greek yogurt. None of that sugary stuff. Doesn't work for me. Trust me. When you get to be my age, you just want to lay down somewhere in a comfortable place and pass gas. Do I look like a man who flies on private jets to secret islands? I use paper boarding passes and I still write checks for my groceries. I don't do islands. I get sunburned just reading the weather report. Frankly, I don't like sand. It gets in my shoes. My orthopedics, they can't handle the rebellion. These feet are unionized. That man's slippers and arch support. You think that a guy who's organizing neighborhood compost bins is hopping on around in elite with the elite on some twisted tropical resort? No, sir. Let me tell you what I do with my spare time. I refill my pill organizer. I write a sternly written letter to the water department. I rank all of my oatmeal brands from best to worst based on which one gives me indigestion. You think I'm cavorting around with some elite on some tropical island fantasy paradise? No, sir. Not me.
Including Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew, multiple billionaires, and Donald Trump. And this I also know. During his presidential campaign, Donald Trump said very clearly that he would release the Epstein files. My response, Mr. President, do it. Do what you promised the American people you would do, and stop trying to deflect attention away from what you promised.
Then he killed Mace Windu, and he cut off his head, and...
Be transparent the way you promised you would be. Tell the truth like you promised. Because hiding whatever he's hiding with the Epstein files is not the first time, to say the least, that he has lied to the American people. He promised that his big, beautiful bill wouldn't touch Medicaid. Instead, the bill is going to take away Medicaid from 17 million Americans.
17 million Americans out of their Medicaid. Guys, won't you please think of the 17 million And for just and we're gonna play this 17 million times to remember them.
Oh, I got a return from Medicaid. Oh, I got a return from Medicaid.
Think of all the dementia-ridden grannies who are not getting their Medicaid bill. They're not opening the same bill over and over and over again.
Oh, I got a return from Medicaid.
You should have seen this broad back in the day.
Oh, I got a return from Medicaid.
We used to share a bunk in the kibbutz. I tell you.
Oh, I got a return from Medicaid.
Please think of the 17 million. Please think of the 17 million, please. At buymeacoffee.com/Moose7. Only you can prevent Medicaid forest fires.
Oh, I got a return from Medicaid.
Why is he slashing Medicaid? So he can give $1 trillion in tax breaks to the top 1% and $900 billion in tax breaks to the corporate world. In other words, he is making his very rich friends much richer while making life harder for working families. But that is not all. Trump is attacking every single day the very foundations of American democracy. He is usurping the responsibilities of Congress and is illegally refusing to allocate the money that Congress appropriated for education, housing, and other basic needs. He is ignoring...
I'm telling you, I should not have to pay so much for my Greek yogurt. It's getting ridiculous. Do they really have to import it from Greece? All right. So... don't lay a finger on my Medicaid. Thank you very much. I yield my time. I have to go to sleep now. It's past my bedtime. I'm gonna go fall asleep in my chair right now and pass gas. I yield my time. All right, I have a theory about the Epstein stuff. Again, this is a wild theory. Hear me out. I don't know if I believe it, but... so they're meeting with Ghislaine. Okay. So that's a thing.
We're going to start tonight with the latest on Epstein and related matters with my good friend Scott McFarland. Scott, today there was a meeting in Tallahassee, Florida with Ghislaine Maxwell. Walk us through what happened. That's as much as we can know.
Take a step back and reflect upon this moment. The Deputy Attorney General of the United States met face-to-face with a convicted sex predator in Ghislaine Maxwell and spent most of the day doing so based on our reporting. It's a striking thing, absent all the other peculiarities of the Epstein controversy. Her defense attorney said that Ms. Maxwell did not invoke the Fifth Amendment, that she was responsive to all questions, and that it was an exhaustive set of questions. The defense lawyer is named David Marcus. Take a listen to what he said to reporters after this meeting in Tallahassee, Florida.
Ms. Maxwell answered every single question. She never stopped. She never invoked a privilege. She never declined to answer. She answered all the questions truthfully, honestly, and to the best of her ability.
But no indication there's any progress in diffusing the political bomb for the Trump administration in this day-long interview.
What if I told you? I think that this is all bigger than Jeffrey Epstein, fantasy blackmail, and
any sense at all, Scott, as to other matters that Ghislaine Maxwell might want to discuss with the Justice Department on the table, like shortening the sentence, pardon, or something like that, trading something for something else?
I guarantee you she's not going to talk about what we're going to talk about in just a second.
12 more years to serve in federal prison in her case. If she's looking for leniency, maybe this is a step in the right direction. It's worth noting, though, Major Todd Blanche, Deputy Attorney General, former defense lawyer for Donald Trump, is friends with Maxwell's defense lawyer there, David Marcus.
Oh,
thanks for noting that, Scott.
How convenient.
Please stay with me.
Yeah, no, it's all fucking weird and wild, dude. Hey, check it out. What if I told you? I think we're all thinking very small about this. I want to expand your mind, make you think about how
Y'all gotta get into your minds how the hell the spooks think.
What if I told you it's not about Israel or any small parcel of land? Now there's an old saying, friends, that property is a good investment because they will never make more of it, or something to that effect. Invest in property, they say. It's a limited supply, but we're not thinking about Israel. We're not thinking about the United States. We're comic book caricature grand dragon wizard masters with islands and blackmail franchise islands. We can do anything we want. We can do anything in the world. We could have the world. Cobra! Like, we could take over the world. Why settle for a little Israel when we could have the biggest country on earth? Guys, I have something to sell you. Don't call it a grift. It's absolutely not a grift. Guys, have you ever considered the ocean? There it is, all day long. It turns out that half of our world is unclaimed, wild, unincorporated, non-nationalized territory that doesn't belong to anyone. Half of the world. Why, now, this might sound crazy, but if we were to, I don't know, legitimize all of the ocean as a single country, then we would have the largest country on Earth. Why, half of the world is unincorporated, non-nationalized territory with no rules whatsoever. No laws, just completely ungoverned land. Just half of the world is just ungoverned, unclaimed land right there, and nobody's taking it. If we were to, I don't know, let's say, take all of the ocean, incorporate it together into one gigantic country, it would be the largest country on Earth, and we would control it, and we would have no laws, none whatsoever. It would be a Jeffrey Epstein's pleasure fantasy island over half of the world. Half of the world would be a Jeffrey Epstein's ungovernable fantasy pleasure island, and you could just sail your little ass right on out there, and you can do whatever you want. You can kill, murder fucking children. You can outlive whatever fucking fantasy you have, because guess what, guys? Does it sound crazy? Half of the world. Wait a second. International waters. No. Don't you understand? That only extends out like a mile or two outside of the borders of a nation. The rest of it, 50% of the world, 50% of the world is ungoverned ocean land. Look, all I'm asking you right now is, this land is ungoverned. It belongs to no one. And you know who it does belong to? It belongs to everyone. It belongs to you. It belongs to me. It belongs to your friends, your brothers, your sisters, your mothers. Everyone owns the ocean. Everybody has a piece of the ocean. It belongs to everyone. We're a global citizenship because we all come from the ocean. And so therefore, you're all citizens. You're all citizens of my huge ocean country, whether you like it or not. You're all citizens. You see how this works? Now, you're all citizens of my giant ocean country. And we're all unified by the ocean, man. And now we own everything, because everything, turns out, is on the ocean. So now, once we legitimize this, and how are we going to legitimize this? Oh, we're gonna have fantasy blackmail pleasure islands, and we're gonna blackmail all the richest people in the world to go in this scheme. And what we need you to do is send a self-addressed stamped envelope with all of your money over to my Totally Not a Grift project. Now you're asking, Spirit, what do I get in return? Well, let me answer that question. What you get is you get a phony little passport, a little paper passport with your name on it to make you feel good about yourself as a global citizen of Terramar, of our 50% of the world ocean country, where there's no laws and you can fuck kids and kill babies and shit. You're a citizen. You're a citizen just by signing up right now. You're a citizen by birth, but you know what? You can be an extra citizen and get a little fake passport by giving me money. That's how this is gonna work. So you can give me money, you get the passport, you feel good about yourself, and you can stab those babies in the heart. You think that this is fucking wild? You think I'm making all of this up? You think that, what kind of a wild dreamer would think of such a wild ass grift?
The high seas make up 47% of our planet, but they are the least explored and least governed part of it. A British businesswoman is hoping to change the status quo by turning the oceans into an online country known as...
An online country, the entire ocean.
By turning the oceans into an online country known as Terramar. Now, here it is. It's a website where you can sign up and become a citizen, stick your name on a parcel of ocean, or become an ambassador for one of the many marine species. I caught up with founder...
Who would think of such a thing?
Ambassador for one of the many marine species. I caught up with founder Ghislaine Maxwell to find out a little more about how this whole project works.
Oh.
You've basically staked a claim to the high seas, and you've called them Terramar. How are you able to do that?
What kind of a person would think of such a thing?
Well, first of all, it does belong to everybody, and up until now, there hasn't been a defined area around it that everyone can sort of recognise. The high seas alone, it's an area that has some laws, inconsistent laws, areas where there are no laws, and conflicting laws.
There's areas where there are no laws, and you can set up fantasy pleasure blackmail islands because nobody's claimed that land. I've watched a lot of Jacques Cousteau movies. I told you. You thought I was kidding about Terramar and creating the a global citizenship. You're just making things up now. You've gone too far. Yeah, no. Well, you see, the ocean belongs to all of us, and you see, if you just give us all of your money, that you can get a shiny little passport, and you can come to our fantasy blackmail pleasure island. I told you, it's about franchising, people. You all are thinking like small fries in the business. You all not thinking hard about Jeffrey Epstein's fantasy blackmail pleasure island is franchising out, coming to an island near you. Did you ever consider that half of the world is ungovernable ocean? Well, we can open up these things like bubblegum shrimp just goddamn everywhere. A fantasy blackmail island for you and the family. The whole family can come on down. We got whole crab legs, free crab legs, and whoo, titties. Yeah, we sing sea shanties and we tape it on a VHS tape from 1999, and then we'll blackmail you with it to create a fantasy country with 50% of the ungovernable ocean. Well, now it's ours. We're putting our flag in it, one way or another.
Able to do that?
Well, first of all, it does belong to everybody, and up until now, there hasn't been a defined area around it that everyone can sort of recognise. The high seas alone, it's an area that has some laws, inconsistent laws, areas where there are no laws and conflicting laws, and the idea is, I'm not sure how is it possible that almost half our planet has virtually no governance and not one person that is looking after it for the benefit of all of us.
There's not half of the world, no governance.
So metaphorically,
coming from this person,
Terramar is a country with citizens, right?
All citizens of the world are citizens of Terramar.
All citizens of the world, you get to
that
be
is
citizens.
looking after it for the benefit of all of us.
So metaphorically, Terramar is a country with citizens, right?
All citizens of the world are citizens of Terramar, or citizens of the high seas, if you will, part of the global commons. But so that you feel a sense of identity, we're giving you passports to it. So when you go to the
So you get a sense of identity, you can get money for a passport.
site, it's free, you sign in, and you get a digital passport to Terramar.
So I've just signed up, and I've also signed up for Twitter, and I shall tweet about this interview directly afterwards. What do I get as Becky Anderson, a new citizen of Terramar?
Well, you get all access to the fantasy blackmail pleasure island.
Access do I get? What facilities do I get?
First of all, we're thrilled to have you.
Yes, you get a submarine and helicopter ride.
Thrilled to be with you.
You will get a digital
Wow, that's all not totally creepy and weird in context.
Anderson, a new citizen of Terramar. What access do I get? What facilities do I get?
First of all, we're thrilled to have you.
Thrilled to be with you.
Oh yeah, no, we're all included, but to make you feel more special, you can pay extra money, and then Ghislaine will send you a little passport with your name on it.
You will get a digital passport,
passport
with your name and your ID number, and we will you will be able to follow the progress of the high seas.
And none of this is a grift. None of this is a massive grift to legitimize the entire ocean as a country and to blackmail politicians and high-ranking, high-profile people into legitimizing the entire ocean as a country.
Anything that happens significant on the high seas now, you'll be able to find out what's...
You'll be able to find out about anything that happens on the high seas. You'll be all connected because of the Jeffrey Epstein's Fantasy Pleasure Island franchises. They all communicate with each other.
going on.
It'll be like a Chuck E. Cheese.
Have a million
sort of
marine
situation.
species, and you can select one to be the ambassador to
You
Terramar.
can be an ambassador to a turtle.
Be the spokesperson
And the spokesperson for a lobster.
for that species. You can sponsor a piece of the ocean.
Can I claim this parcel of the ocean for myself? I mean, I guess that what I'm thinking of the downsides of the possibility of people going out and saying, well, that's mine. I'm taking that.
Well, obviously...
I won't do that, of course. No.
Well, nobody would be crazy enough to just, take half of the world and claim it as theirs.
Well, obviously, I'm not suggesting that you actually own that piece of the ocean, because that piece of the ocean actually belongs to all of us, or some of it
Belongs
that's
to
on the
all
map
of us.
actually belongs to other countries. I don't think they'd be very happy if you said it was suddenly yours. But it gives you a digital presence. It gives you a
It
connection
gives you a digital presence.
that you didn't have. And
It gives you a digital footprint that you didn't have.
it gives you a digital presence. It gives you a connection that you didn't have. And we're trying to build a standing community for the ocean.
We're
for
trying
the
to build a community of people who can come to a fantasy blackmail pleasure island.
commons for our future. The Law of the Sea Convention states that the seabed area is...
Yes, your citizenship of Terramar grants you diplomatic immunity, and you're all citizens of Terramar.
belongs to us.
Congratulations.
And it's for us today and for future generations' use. And we've never had a say.
Are you trying to get Terramar officially recognised as a country?
Well, I think that
Well, that's just silly. Why would you
Probably-
ever suggest such a
we
thing?
must say at this point that definitely won't happen. But it could receive some sort of special status, much like World Heritage sites or something that will allow it to.
If we get legitimacy by the UN to recognize the entire ocean as a World Heritage site, then we can, technically have our own country within the high seas where we can have no rules.
Be recognized as one entity. I mean, it is a really vast.
And you're all invited.
Area.
It's one big party.
Yeah, and it does require management.
Fucking. Hey, guess what? This is what Ghislaine is thinking right now.
Under the sea, there'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
And what if I told you, hey, guys, guess what else is part of the ocean? Antarctica. Somebody's got to look after Antarctica, right? We can't let them find out about that ice wall or whatever the fuck is going on there. We got Harry Houdini, we pumped him full of gamma rays, and now he's 10 stories tall and knocking over our skyscrapers in Antarctica, and we can't let people know about that. I've said too much.
On the stage here, we have Ghislaine Maxwell, who's founder and president of the Terra Mara Project, a nonprofit whose mission is to create a global ocean community to protect and promote sustainable development of the ocean. Ghislaine is easily one of the smartest, most fascinating people I've ever met. This is proven by the fact that she holds a bachelor's and master's degree from Oxford University.
Smartest person.
Is a private helicopter pilot, a trained EMT, a qualified ROV, which I had to look up what that was,
Why aren't you talking
and a
about the
deep
other
worker
stuff?
submarine pilot, in addition to being fluent in 4 languages. This is what I had written down before I realized that she spoke at the UN 9 times since the last time I saw her. So with that, I'd like to welcome Ghislaine Maxwell.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I noticed that my speech today was leveraging technology to create a global ocean community. I'm going to change that on you, and I'm going to leverage technology to create a new country. Now, I know I speak with a funny...
To create a new country, you say. A minute ago, you said, that's out of the realm of possibility, and now you're specifically saying this is about creating a new global country made out of the ocean.
Accent, and so yes, I did say country, not company.
Oh, yeah, no, we heard you loud and clear. You said country. You're a country.
With that, I'm the founder of an internet project called the Terra Mara Project. It's an ocean-based digital platform which I'm going to be talking to you about. I just want to go back briefly to talk to you about why I got involved in the ocean, and because I think it's important to have history. So I started diving when I was 9, having become passionate about the ocean, watching Jacques Cousteau on TV. And it led to a lifelong exploration around the ocean that ultimately ended with me becoming a deep worker submersible pilot. On one of my first submarine dives, I was absolutely so excited. I thought, my goodness, I'm going to see a new sea creature. I'm going to be this amazing explorer. And off I was. I went down into the deep.
You are a sea creature, man.
And I went down to over 1,500 feet. And at 1,500 feet, I switched on the lights, hoping to see a new mythical sea creature. But in fact, what I saw was a plastic hanger.
Abortions, even in the ocean. Ridiculous.
So absolutely devastated, but it was at that moment that I realized that I was really going to dedicate the rest of my life to taking an involvement with and bringing an education around the ocean. So I just want to ask everybody here a quick question. If I told you that...
Would you fuck me? I just want to ask everyone a quick yes or no. A show of hands. Who wants a piece of this?
You own something versus rented. Would you care for it more, look after it more if you owned it than if you didn't own it? Please, if you think that you'd look after something more if you owned it, raise your hands. Well, I think that's about 100%. So the good news is that I want to tell you that you actually own 45% of the planet. So let's quickly just look at this map. 71% of the planet is ocean. 64% of that ocean lies outside of any single country's jurisdiction. And under the law, that 64% of the ocean belongs to each and every one of you in this room.
Why is nobody talking about this? Why are none of these released the list retards talking about this? Huh? Like, call it a grift, call it a big it is a massive, massive grift. But this is what Ghislaine was up to. This is what she dedicated her life to, was creating a global governance of the entire ocean to be recognized as its own nation, the largest country on earth. That's what she was working towards. Why is nobody talking about this?
It's called your global commons. So the assets of that 64% are yours. The fish, the oil, the gas, the diamonds.
The diamonds, the gas, it's all yours. It belongs to you and me and you. You get gas, you get gas, and you get gas, and I get gas every night from all of the great yogurt and oatmeal. I'm telling you, when you get to be my age, you just want to find a comfortable place. You just want to pass gas and pass out. I fall asleep in my chair watching documentaries on PBS. I don't go to that Jeffrey Epstein stuff. I don't go in for that stuff. They're trying to make some kind of crazy ocean land or something. I don't know. They've got Shamu or something.
Now, this part of the world is just becoming is just coming into focus. Think about the Malaysian plane that went missing. Think about.
Did you have something to do with that?
There's hours on.
I would just assume it was China.
CNN and TV and every news network that focused on this area as they were looking for the plane. Every day we heard.
Like there's just so much ocean. Nobody's claiming it. We could open Jeffrey Epstein's fantasy blackmail pleasure islands everywhere.
We found the plane. We found the plane. We found some piece of garbage floating, and it turned out, in fact,
it turned out that I was the piece of garbage.
Oh, it wasn't the plane. It was just some ocean trash. Today, if you...
It turns out that I was just a piece of trash.
In your newspapers, the front page of your newspapers are focused on clashes between China and the Philippines, and China and Thailand on ocean-related issues. So the ocean is the next frontier. It's the next big...
It's the final frontier, you might say.
Debate. It's the next big grab of space.
It's the next big... land grab of space. I don't know how else to phrase that. I know how that sounded. It's the biggest grab of land that one could possibly undertake.
Of ocean space, if you will. America
of ocean space
alone has about the size 2.5 times the size of the Louisiana Purchase to be had through the continental shelf issues. Why is the ocean so important to us? Outside of the fact that under there lie millions of dollars or billions of dollars of assets and the fish.
Which belong to you,
I'd like you all to take a
you.
huge, deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. That second breath was created for you by the ocean. It also creates 98% of our rainfall, and it drives and controls all of our weather. So if we control the entire ocean, then theoretically we could control all of the weather throughout the world. So I'm just saying, if we control the ocean, we could, control the Earth's weather. If it's unhealthy or is in trouble, we can understand that it has a net knock-on effect on how we live our lives today.
We have all sorts.
It's a knock-on effect.
It feeds.
Just a little butterfly effect. Just a little butterfly tick.
Also,
just a little flap of their wings.
16% of the global population on a daily basis. I'm just going to pick 3 of the problems that face the ocean. One is overfishing, and you might think, why is that a problem? It's because if you take out the largest fishing net in the world today, the mouth of it alone can hold 12 Boeing 747s in its mouth.
It's only a quarter of the size of my vagina hole.
And you can imagine how much fish that thing can just suck up.
You're talking about your pussy.
And the issue with how much fish that thing can just suck up. And you can imagine how much fish that thing can just suck up.
Now I hear the accent, I'm reminded of a General Zod bitch lieutenant from Superman. Yeah, no, exactly. That's a lot of people have never heard her talk. And it turns out when you hear her talk, 90% of what she talks about is the ocean and turning it into a global country. I wonder why they don't want you to hear about what Ghislaine Maxwell talked about.
And the issue with overfishing is that it is removing key species from the ocean that the ocean needs to be productive. That little picture on the side there with all those little critters floating around in it, that's one drop of ocean on somebody's finger.
One drop of ocean.
And all those little microbes are what create the
just shooting up ocean.
Oxygen, what feed the fish, that have little planktons in them, and that's just one tiny drop. The bottom photograph that has a circle that says boat.
That's where they're holding her right now is the Phantom Zone.
If you can see it, but all those little black dots are actually fishing boats, and those fishing boats, it's Chinese actually. Are fishing for shrimp. Now, if you can imagine, that's not going to. If you're a shrimp and you see this armada coming, you know you're going to get eaten that day because there is no surviving that armada.
Yeah, because they're Chinese.
The super unattractive picture here with flotsam on it, that's called a dead zone. There are about 450 of those and counting. It's just areas where there's not enough oxygen to support life.
That's right. She stole Ariel's voice and gave her human legs.
So the question is, how do we address some of these problems? And I think we care because if we don't care, we can't breathe, we can't eat. It has a very important effect.
Oh, so it's like you could hold us hostage, essentially, by cutting off our food supply by the ocean.
So I'm at, the reason I speak so often at the United Nations.
Why do you speak so often at the United Nations?
And the reason why I created this digital platform and the reason why I'm here talking to you is because this September, the United Nations are voting to create a new set of goals called the Sustainable Development Goals that are replacing a set of goals that were created in 2000 called the Millennium Development Goals that focused on important issues such as HIV and malaria. And the Sustainable Development Goals currently, which will be the roadmap for the next 15 years on our planet, do not mention the ocean.
Oh.
And I say to myself, how is it possible?
How is it possible that 50% of the world is ungovernable and, why is nobody claiming it?
How is it possible?
How can I grift off of this?
Well, there are roadmap for sustainability of our planet, of which 71% of our planet is ocean.
I told you, this is a massive, massive grift.
It does not contain the word ocean. And so I thought to myself, that's just mad. And for the next generations that come after us, that's just not going to happen like that. We can't allow that to happen.
No, we wouldn't want that.
So I created the Terramar Project, which is this digital platform, and create symbols such as, I think we can all understand, this is I love the ocean. Now, each and every one of you in this room has a network.
Symbols. Hey guys, we're gonna look inside Jeffrey Epstein's temple here in a minute. Speaking of symbols, so keep all of this in mind as we walk through the little esoteric symbols in Jeffrey Epstein's little fantasy bathhouse temple.
You are on Twitter, you're on Facebook, and this is the new way to communicate. The way that we normally think about the commons is the tragedy of the commons, if we even think about it at all. But
if we even think of the common people at all,
I think we have a unique and amazing opportunity today to turn what has always been known as the tragedy of the commons into the first success of the commons. And that's because of each and every one of you in this room has the power and the ability to change the way that we think about this world and our oceans and the part that you own, because you own it.
You own the ocean. Guys, we are all ocean men and or women. There's only 2 genders though on the high seas, I'm sorry to tell you. But you and me and you and you and you and you're there and you're there and you're there, because we're all brothers and sisters of the ocean, and we're gonna build a new frontier, the final frontier, half of the world ungovernable with no rules, no laws, just basically a giant Luciferian cult that we can yes, exactly, because see, Lucifer is Venus, okay, hang with me. So Venus is Lucifer, because Venus is the light bringer, the morning star. Like Lucifer, it's a whole fucking thing. We can break it down some other night, but just take my word for it. Venus is, Google it. Don't believe me? Fucking Google it. Prove me wrong. Venus is Lucifer. Lucifer is Venus. Okay. Where is Venus born from? Where does Aphrodite come from? She's born of the seashell of the ocean foam, right? So if we wanted a Luciferian paradise where we can just have our pleasure of any whim that we could desire with no rules, no laws, it's gonna be born of the ocean foam. You think I'm fucking nuts? You think I'm crazy? No. And also, yeah, probably would. She's a fucking disgusting person, but yeah, I mean, like, yeah. I get Baroness vibes. Total Baroness vibes. Cobra Commander, if we were able to legitimize having half of the world as a country,
is yours, and you do have a decision to make. So, because you own that 45%, I created a pledge, and the pledge is that you love the ocean, and when you say yes, you love the ocean.
You keep your virginity for the ocean.
You receive a digital passport.
Oh, cool.
And the passport is how I connect you to the global commons, and it's how I then go to the United Nations and say, yes, we have.
And that's how we will legitimize all of this crazy fucking grift that we're doing. It's like a giant Rube Goldbergian scheme that we're gonna get like, you know, you to sign up to get little like fake passports so that we can go to the UN to legitimize them, to get them to declare the oceans as a World Heritage Site, so that then we can make waves, no pun intended, to create our own Luciferian paradise country born out of the sea foam, much like Venus, much like Lucifer. It's all in Revelations, people.
6,000 people who care enough, that signed in, that got a passport, and then shared it with 1, 2, 3, 100, 1,000, 1 million of their friends. And we are going to create a global community, because I don't see the things that divide us. Normally what divides us, creed, color, caste, religion, sex, age. I don't see those things. I see us as one species with one home and one common destiny.
Oh, so that's how you legitimize, a global population. People talk about this globalism shit. She's doing it, bro. She's doing it. She's grifting the shit out of you right now.
And I don't see multiple oceans. I don't see the Atlantic, the Pacific, the Mediterranean. I see one ocean, because ultimately everything is connected, as we are. But if we don't participate in it,
we're all connected. We're all
social
just
media,
one,
which
bro.
is the new tool for connecting
One
each
world,
and every
one world unified by the ocean.
Connecting us and our friends across the globe. We're not going to make it.
We're just not going to make it, because, you know, like, we're going to bomb you into oblivion if you blackmail you if you don't do what we want. In Roman mythology, Lucifer is the name given to the planet Venus when it appears as the morning star, also known as the light bringer. The name Lucifer, derived from Latin lux, light, and fere, to carry, reflects Venus's brilliance in the pre-dawn sky. While initially a mythological figure associated with the planet, Lucifer eventually became linked with the biblical figure of Satan in the Christian tradition. So there you go. In Roman times, Lucifer was Venus. And that's and like I said, where's Venus born from? From the sea foam, right? Under the sea.
Under the sea, there'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Over the last week, we've shown you newly obtained video from inside the buildings on Jeffrey Epstein's private island in the Virgin Islands.
Well, welcome to Jeffrey Epstein's Fantasy Blackmail Pleasure Island. Now, normally you would need to get a weekend pass for your family and friends to come on down Jeffrey Epstein's Fantasy Blackmail Pleasure Island. Yeah, normally you'd have to get a season pass to observe what's inside my fantasy blackmail bathhouse dungeon. But here I'm giving you an exclusive view because you people have been so kind. You've been so kind tonight. But I'm just saying, you could be a lot kinder. Go over to buymeacoffee.com/smooth7. We are building a fantasy blackmail island franchise throughout coming to your country. Coming to your country and your country and your country. Telling you, like, you're not thinking like, look, some people are on the level of they can understand the blackmail, they can understand all of that stuff. I don't think they're thinking like comic book superhero villains. And I'm sorry to tell you, but these people think like comic book superhero villains. Like, wrapping your mind around their scheme, y'all gotta get in your head.
Y'all gotta get into your minds how the hell the spooks think.
They think like fucking Destro and the Baroness. It's fucking wild, dude. Like, they want to control the world, the weather, and the fish supply. No, it's about half of the world. They don't care about Israel. Israel, that's a tiny little speck of nothing. Coming in waters near you. Yeah. Say no more.
Try this on for size, Fryman. Or for 59 cents more, try the super size.
Shortly after his arrest, we took you inside Jeffrey Epstein's kitchen, inside his personal library, even inside the master bedroom where we could see those phones on the bedside tables with speed dials and names. Now, we take you inside the infamous and mysterious temple. New footage received by O'Keefe Media Group gives a detailed look at the interior. No one has ever seen this before. Here we go. You are looking inside this mysterious building, and the walls are covered with what appears to be a marble textured finish and a wooden bookshelf with one solid column on the left and one spiraling shape stretching to the ceiling on the right. And if you look up at the top of this mysterious temple, you'll see what appears to be a detailed celestial painting filled with astrological figures. But before we dive too deep into that, let's just take a step back. Back in 2019, Jeffrey Epstein's arrest for sex trafficking set the internet on fire. And one
it really is Moon Knight decor. Everybody thinks there's some fucking fucking synagogue or something inside. No, if you look at the the symbolism that's in there, it's a weird mix of esoteric shit. There's your whole two pillars thing, your order and your chaos pillar.
Wooden bookshelf with one solid column on the left and one spiraling shape stretching to the ceiling on the right. And if you look up at the top of this mysterious temple, you'll see what appears to be a detailed celestial painting filled with astrological figures. But before we dive too deep into that, let's just take a step back. Back in 2019, Jeffrey Epstein's arrest for sex trafficking set the internet on fire, and one image became iconic. This mysterious building on his private island, Little St. James, located in the U.S. Virgin Islands. The gold dome represented those on the religious structures around the world, like the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem. We found that Epstein's temple most closely resembles this building in Aleppo, Syria, a bathhouse constructed in the year 1384 by a Muslim dynasty.
Wow, that's pretty fucking spot on.
There are obvious similarities, such as the gold dome roof and the stripes, but also notice the identity.
A bathhouse, you say? A bathhouse in Syria, you say?
This building.
A Muslim bathhouse in Syria, you say?
Jerusalem. We found that Epstein's temple most closely resembles this building in Aleppo, Syria, a bathhouse constructed in the year 1384 by a Muslim dynasty. There are obvious similarities, such as the gold dome roof and the stripes, but also notice the identical stripe pattern around the tops of the arches. There is no record of Epstein ever traveling to Syria. His family descended
because they've all been destroyed
from European Jews who immigrated to America. He was born and raised in Brooklyn. Now, in one room of Epstein's island compound, we saw a framed photo of his elementary school. This is the actual photograph.
Which is weird. Who even keeps a fucking photo of their elementary school? That's fucking weird.
Image inside the frame. This would turn out to be Coney Island's Public School 188.
Look, it was all about the hot dogs, okay? Like they had the best hot dogs.
Named after Michael E. Birdie. Building permits filed in 2010 for Epstein's island compound didn't include the temple. They instead proposed that an octagonal music pavilion with a grand piano.
They had an octagon fighting room where the children fought.
Around 2012, the temple was constructed instead. Now, until now, no one has ever published video taken from inside this structure. In 2019, the closest thing to it was Business Insider releasing the account of a local piano tuner, Patrick Barron, who alleged that he visited the temple to service a piano it contained. However, the video we obtained shows an interior that differs from Barron's description. Through this never-before-seen footage, we show you what it was like to visit inside Epstein's temple. You travel up a gravelly road that hugs the tropical hillside. Past what appears to be a helicopter landing site, which is situated in
Welcome to Jeffrey Epstein's Fantasy Pleasure Island. Yes, that is a Brachiosaurus you are seeing.
Street green field where Epstein and his elite guests would arrive by air. You crest the ridgeline and spot a giant sundial. Seen here in drone footage from a YouTube account named Rusty Shackelford, this
a YouTube account named Rusty Shackelford, you
large and mysterious sundial-born image resembling the sun. But it also resembles a figure known as the Masonic Man.
You see that as above, so below, as above, so below. It's order and chaos.
First appeared in a 1754 pamphlet commenting on Freemasonry. You ascend further, and the infamous building emerges on a small hilltop up the gravel road. This footage was captured after Epstein's arrest in 2019. Now, some will say, well, this is old footage, but everything related to Epstein is 5 years old. He died 5 years ago, and all of the tens of thousands of videos are also 5 years old. It's still very important for us to
all the dinosaurs have died off by now.
What actually happened. Now, notice that the signature gold dome is missing on top of this building.
The dinosaurs tore it up.
It was reportedly blown off during Hurricane Maria 2 years earlier. That was the Category 5 hurricane.
Dude, you know what? It really is some Dagon shit. It really, really is. Like, you know what? Hey, let me pause. Like, I know some of you guys like the esoteric stuff. What I'll do like a more deep dive into this one night, but like, no. Check your symbolism. It is about the order and chaos. It is about the function of order and chaos, and the fact that it's the mythological symbol of the warrior and the chaos serpent. Okay, it comes up all the time. It's Hercules slaying the Hydra. It's fucking what's his name? Slaying Tiamat. Was it Gilgamesh? I forget. Anyway, point is, it's a reoccurring symbol of the warrior slaying the chaos serpent. The chaos serpent is in the waters because the waters are the chaos. And in the, like, not just the Bible, the ancient Greeks, the ancient everything, like the world is born out of chaos. Before everything is the chaos, and then comes the form, the order, right? And it's born out of the water. And the order, the old god slew the chaos serpent, and from his bones he made the world. It's like, it's a reoccurring motif. One day I'll talk more about it. Just trust me, bro. And Dagon is like all part of that. It's the chaos serpent. That's why I'm saying, like, check yourself with that fucking Dagon shit, man. It's the chaos serpent. It really is, bro. It's yeah, man. Hang on.
Hurricane that barreled through the Virgin Islands, causing mass destruction. On the ground, there were two more statues that resemble centaurs, one holding a trident. We believe that those statues are what you actually see here. At the time of this video's capture, they appear to have been moved from the temple to a sheltered area for storage. The statues depict sea creatures from Greek mythology called ichthyocentaurs. They had a human
you say
from Greek mythology
sea creatures
to a sheltered area for storage. The statues depict sea creatures from Greek mythology called ichthyocentaurs. They had a human upper body, the forelegs of a horse, and a fish-like tail. Their names were Aphros, meaning sea foam.
And like Aphrodite.
Bythos, meaning the depths of the sea.
Like Venus, like Lucifer.
They were often
like the depths of the sea, like chaos.
Depicted in art as the beings that lifted Aphrodite. Greek.
The beings that lifted Aphrodite, like Venus, like Lucifer from the foam of the waters, like Apollo. I had to look it up. I'm sorry, but Apollo and Python. Thor and Yorga Morga Dinga Donga Dinga Donga. Marduk and Tiamat. Like it's a Hercules and the Hydra. It's a reoccurring theme. The chaos serpent. And it comes in the depths, and the depths of the ocean bring forth from the briny foam, the Aphrodite, the Venus, the Lucifer, the pearl in the oyster. I'm not just making any of this shit up. Like I'm giving you free, deep, esoteric bullshit. But like that's your secret to uncoding like Jeffrey Epstein's Pleasure Palace. There's a whole lot of fucking Venus symbolism, and that, like I'm telling you, that's Lucifer, and that's the morning star, and it's chaos wisdom, man, and it's good and evil, man. It's the battle of like not just good and evil, but order and chaos, man. Yeah, one day I'll do like a fucking a deep dive into that shit, because that's some shit, man. Like the warrior serpent motif.
goddess of beauty from the ocean at the time of her birth. Now, approaching the temple, you can observe that the three-dimensional qualities, the architectural features, have simply been painted on to a flat two-dimensional...
You know who else comes out of the sea? Godzilla. Godzilla comes out of the sea. Exactly. And Godzilla, hey, you know what? Tagmas, hey, guess what? You know what? What is Godzilla? He's an unstoppable force of chaos. Does Godzilla, does he give himself over to any authority? Does he respect any kind of order? No, he's a being of pure chaos. He exists to bring pure chaos, right? Where does he come up from? The sea. What is he? He's a lizard. He's a sea serpent. It's the Leviathan. It's all over, man. Like, I've been snorting Honey Nut Cheerios all night here, and but trust me, if you want to like get on to like and understand like the things that these people like, it's order. Ironically, do you know what? Like, the best preserved place to understand the idea of the ancient Greek and the ancient Roman and how the ancient Hebrews, like how all of them at the same time thought of like their cosmology of being about order and chaos, how all of them had that same duality mentality. Do you know where that's like actually best preserved to understand? Is ironically in Dungeons and Dragons. Nobody is gonna tell you about order and chaos except for Gary fucking Gygax, apparently. Ironically, like the best preserved record that we have, or the way that the ancient Greeks and the ancient Hebrews thought about order and chaos, is ironically Dungeons and Dragons, where they have your alignment system. It's not about good and evil, it's order and chaos. Yes, Freemasonry has the two pillars, and the two pillars come from Solomon's Temple. Outside of Solomon's Temple, there's the two pillars, right? What's on the outside of Jeffrey Epstein's fantasy bathhouse? It's the white and the blue. It's the, you know, the order and the chaos. The blue is the ocean, and the ocean is the chaos, and the white is the order. And why is it the order? Because white is the purest color. It is free from all impurity, right? It is absolute order. Like, it's all fucking right there if people want to understand what it is. It's that white is purity, right? Blue is the ocean, chaos. There you go.
Surface, not. Now, approaching the temple, you can observe that the three-dimensional qualities, the architectural features, have simply been painted on to a flat two-dimensional.
Now that's fucking weird. Like all of the features are just painted on.
Surface, not unlike the sets for a stage play. Now we are on the inside of the temple. You're looking at a photograph taken inside the temple. There is no piano, no supervillain chair, no sacrificial altar, no child sacrifice. Appears to be no elevator going into the ground.
They got rid of all of that.
Conjectured. Just another renovation project. Looks like it was never completed. Now, looking up at the ceiling, here's a high quality photograph. We can see one more piece of art. A large canvas that depicts the zodiac constellations. It bears a striking resemblance to a year 1570 fresco on the ceiling of an Italian palace. Very similar images there. Now, many people have commented about this mysterious building and what could happen inside of it. The responses to our recent reports have actually been quite mixed. On the one hand, they've stimulated a groundswell of tips and information coming our way, including that mysterious chalkboard that we saw. We've actually received dozens of legitimate interpretations, and we'll be producing a report featuring you our audience and subscribers.
I don't want to be a part of this.
Incredible.
Don't include me in your
Hypotheses
bullshit.
and theories about what that all means.
No,
On the other hand,
I'll keep my hypothesis over here. Thanks.
it seems as if no new mystery or incremental revelation will ever be enough for those now invested in learning how all this crazy story ends.
I'm telling you, I think they were trying to create a country out of the ocean.
The conspiracy theories of anybody, but we do have the power to bring forward information. The conspiracy theories about this temple and the rest of the island will spin on forever. We don't need to spend time here enumerating all of them, but we'll leave you with this. The alternating light and dark stripes on the exterior of Epstein's building resemble an Islamic architectural style known as oblak. It can be seen in holy sites all over the world. The alternating light and dark stripes represent the spiritual concept of duality, light versus dark. Some might say good versus evil. Jeffrey Epstein.
Or order versus chaos. Like, I'm telling you, if you think about it in those terms, you can understand it. You get to understand. But no, this is what people think that Jeffrey Epstein is really up to.
I want you to close your eyes and fall backwards and I'll catch you. That's going to show you what trust is all about. Ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1. Hello.
Techmas came in, bought a coffee. He said, "Pirates in the ocean? No way." Yes way.